right, welcome into the second half draft show. I am your host, Juice, joined by Headley and Drew. And we've had a bit of a hiatus, but we're back. We're back to talk college football and ultimately 2025 NFL draft. NFL draft, we do NFL draft coverage year round. Starting a little later this evening, had a really good session with the patrons. During our film session, we covered Ohio State and Penn State. So I want to encourage folks to join us on Patreon. You don't want to miss that. It is entertaining as it is informative. So be sure to join us on the Patreon. I'll get the link up here in a second. I'm trying to get all my, all my bearings. Yeah, I mean, since I've been out of the cockpit for a while. We've had a couple weeks of college football that have transpired over the last couple of weeks. And things are certainly getting interesting around college football. And of course, what that means is additional intrigue as we build up to NFL draft season. I think this month we're going to have the Senior Bowl not watch lists, but the invites. The invites are going to start going out, right? Which means we're going to get people actually agreeing to go to the Senior Bowl. Of course, the Senior Bowl is a big feather in our cap here at Couch Potato General Manager. We enjoy that as much as any part of this particular process. So looking forward to that. And, Senior Bowl credentialing. I'm gonna be in the building. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna be in the building. You know what I mean? So looking forward to that. A lot's gonna happen here. Things are gonna accelerate here now that we're in the month of November. Draft season is right around the corner. So we're gonna continue to plug away. With that being said, a lot to unpack. So I'm not gonna belabor the point any further. Let's talk about the past couple of weeks. And I'll start with the most recent week here, Drew, week 10. All right, I mentioned the Ohio State Penn State game. Give me your thoughts. Let's let the general audience hear your thoughts on that particular contest. Who stood out to you in that contest?
Mute. Before we begin, we were talking about it in the Patreon. You're not aware of this, but I'm gonna play it, bro. Okay, you ready?
All
right.
Okay.
And here we go again. This team ain't gonna never win. I'm ashamed to be a fan. Got me lying to my friends. Louis belt straight to ass. That cannot complete a pass. CD Lamb and played the trash, man. Get it, Jerry. Quit it, Jerry.
All right. We could be serious, bro. That's that jam, bro. They had a couple of diss tracks too, by the way. Nah. He not ass. But so watching that Ohio State and Penn State game, so you had guys like Abdul Carter. You had JT Tuamalu. I say it right? Let me know. You had Jack Sawyer out there. You had Simon. I think he's number 0. You had Ransom. You got obviously Caleb's down, but obviously he's not draft eligible. You had Denzel Burke out there. Will Howard, the 2 running backs for Ohio State. On Penn State side, obviously, like I said, Abdul Carter. You had my guy, Drew Aller. I'm saying it right.
You claiming him?
Yeah,
I'm stamping him? You gonna stamp him?
No, I'm not stamping him.
It's your guy.
No, he's quarterback 4 for me right now, You had the 2 running backs, Singleton and what's the other running back? I always forget his name.
Allen.
Yeah. So watching that game, obviously the big thing I wanted to see is Drew Aller kind of do his thing. And I don't think you necessarily saw that in this game simply because, the receivers didn't win. Tyler Warren, was almost a non-factor. He made some plays when he got a chance for the most part, but he wasn't a big factor like he was in previous games. I guess, like we were saying in the Patreon, the tape was out on him. Ohio State defense basically said, hey, listen, our guy is better than your guy. You know what I'm saying? They simplified it. They said, let's go man coverage. And a lot of times you saw Drew Aller just kind of take off up the middle because, guys' backs were turned and that's kind of what you want to do in man coverage. So I don't think that game was a good barometer or a good scouting tape. I would say he made some good throws, but I don't think that's a good scouting tape just because his receivers didn't win, man. You know what I'm saying? They were locked down. And essentially they kind of lost that game, at the goal line. Like they just couldn't get it in. The smaller the field got is the worse the offense got. They got cute and had some creativity, but it wasn't enough, man. And it's unfortunate. But Penn State holds up in there. They'll have a shot to kind of in the playoff at some point, maybe see Ohio State again. But Ohio State's defense did enough, man. They held in. Offensively, I don't know that Ohio State was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Penn State's defense, for the most part, I think played a good game, made some plays, but I think the offense kind of cost them the game for me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stat line right now, bro. And
Here we go.
Drew Aller, 12 for 20, 146. You know who led them in rushing?
Drew Aller.
Tyler Warren. Drew Aller was second in rushing. Tyler Warren led them in rushing. Drew Aller was second in rushing. And you know who led them in receiving? Nick Singleton, the running back. Only 3 catches for wide receivers in this game. You can't win football like that. But they were close, like you said. They got to the goal line through an interception. And the other play where I thought they should have went to Tyler Warren quickly. He kind of looked him off and threw it in quadruple coverage. Not sure the play calling, number 1, and then the decision making, number 2, from Drew Aller. So yeah, it's bad. The offense was anemic here. 3 catches from your wide receivers, like you said. Ohio State, just locked them down. Say, hey, you're not going to beat me. We bracket Tyler Warren, and nobody else can beat me on that offense. And they shut him down, man. So yeah, I don't know. Penn State, the book might be out. I don't know if they make the playoffs. I know it's just 1 loss now to a good Ohio State team. But if teams figure out, hey, we're going to bracket Tyler Warren and these receivers can't beat me, they might have some more losses. I'm not sure what the schedule looks like for Penn State, but, it might be tough sledding against some of these Big Ten teams later on.
Well, you got Indiana, you got Oregon in there. Those are kind of the other teams that are kind of hanging around.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough sledding, according to the commentators, when they were going against UCLA, and I think the game before that one, the big guy on campus, the motor to this team is Tyler Warren, and Ohio State, bracket coveraged him. He was the one guy who either got the double coverage or they kind of set up a tight zone between 2 players for him, and they weren't going to allow him to beat them. It could be everybody else, and everybody else didn't do it, right? I thought also your boy Davison Igbinosun, I thought he had a good game, locking folks down, being a little aggressive, getting his hands on guys, and it just – I'm disappointed in terms of what Penn State pulled off, because I thought we kind of turned the corner on that. But this might be one of those games where you kind of look at it and you say, damn, we're going to have to change up some things, going to have to adjust some things when we go to see this team again to beat them, because what we didn't work, and they didn't lose by much. You know what I'm saying? They make a play here, play there, make an adjustment here, make an adjustment there. They pull up, they pull out, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought Penn State, especially with a game that close, got away from the running game. Right, you got 2 quality backs. I know it's a good, very good front 7. I mean, obviously, when you start talking about the entirety of the Ohio State defense, it's a talented group. But I really did think in a close game like that, a physical game like that, you just did not stick with the running game enough. In fact, the guy that you featured in the running game happened to be the tight end. And I'm not taking anything away from Warren as far as what he does with the ball in his hands. But one of the things that I did notice in this particular contest, and it's something that I'll be paying attention to going forward, is as big as Tyler Warren is, there wasn't a certain level of physicality that I would like to see at the top of his route, within his route, right? Ohio State made it a point to get physical with him, to bump him, to put hands on him, as he's releasing into his route, whether it be a drag, whether he's going vertical down the field, whatever the case may be. And on several occasions, it disrupted the timing. It just didn't come together because of that physicality. And as a bigger player, as a tight end, a guy that you play in line, a guy that you think can make plays after the catch, as he obviously is capable of doing, you'd like to see him be a little bit more physical within his routes, because, once the eye in the sky sees that, teams are going to understand that. And we talked about it during the Patreon, was that Ohio State recognized that we can't let this guy beat us. If we take care of him, if we limit him, then we feel good about our matchups everywhere else. And as Drew mentioned, and Hadley pointed out to the stats, only 3 receptions from receivers in this game. Nobody was winning other than Tyler Warren on a rare occasion. And like I said, Ohio State did a good job with being physical with him, and then, of course, just bracketing him at times, right? Just deciding, you know what, on this particular play down in distance, you're not going to beat us. You're going to have to go elsewhere with the football. A lot of conversation regarding Drew And I think there was a mixed bag. I don't think he's as bad as some folks have made him out to be. I also don't think he's quite as good as others may believe he is. There's some redeeming qualities that I saw, right? I saw him at times maneuver the pocket, use his legs to extend plays as well as get some yardage in the grass. But then there's times where, okay, the mechanics just fall apart, right? You know, his clock is sped up. There's some pressure, and he doesn't have a skill set that allows him to kind of get himself out of those types of situations. I don't think the play calling was great. How do you use the term pedestrian? It was pedestrian, but if you really look between, you know, the lines in terms of his performance, I think there's elements that you take away from. It's like, okay, all right, we can certainly build on it. If you're talking about him entering the 2025 NFL draft, I'm probably not going in that direction. But where do you have him currently, Drew? Where would you be comfortable selecting Penn State's quarterback at this juncture?
He's fourth for me in my quarterback ranking, so I would say somewhere day 2-ish, second round, and that's kind of high for some people. But you gotta to Timu, man, come on, bro. Yeah, somewhere in the second round because of the position, the value of the position. You know, I really need him to be able to throw the football down the football field, man. You know, coming into this year, we were kind of, you know, complaining from last year in terms of the anemic offense, and you come into this year and they kind of, you know, started off kind of slow, and then they kind of bust through the ceiling, and then you come in this game and it's like, okay, our athletes aren't winning, right? So kind of set them boys back. But yeah, I'd say somewhere in the second round for me, quarterback 4 off the board, no later than the third round for me.
What about you, Evan?
Yeah, I don't have him in my top 5 right now. I think he's more a day 3 pick. I'm thinking round 4, round 5. That's where I kind of have Drew Aller right now. I'm just not buying it as of yet. I haven't seen him, you know, have that game where I'm like, okay, this guy's a day 2 guy. You know, to me, he's very mechanical. And what I mean by that is he's stiff. He's stiff in the pocket. The pocket presence, I don't like the pocket presence. It has to be clearly identified for him, really clean for him to kind of make those throws, those NFL throws that I'm looking for. And I know you know, he doesn't have the receivers, the play calling like you guys mentioned. So those are things that people are going to say, you know, I'm not going to say make excuse for him, but it's kind of like the whole Carson Beck thing. Like you also always mentioned, Juice, like guys are going to say, oh, he doesn't have the receiving weapons around him, why he's kind of struggled. But I kind of look at Drew Aller the same way also. It's just inaccuracy. It's when I watch tape on him, sometimes he takes the check down when he should be going down the field. Because it's been plays throughout the season where guys were open down the field, but, you know, he just kind of take the check down. So, you know, it's a lot to his game that I need to see improvement from. He's a junior, you guys said earlier. So if I were him, I wouldn't even come out. I would stay in school and try to increase my draft stock, and maybe he ends up as that round 2, round 3 guy, like Drew says, after one more year at Penn State. Or transfer, like we mentioned in the Patreon. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you that I think he needs to remain in school to effectively bolster his stock, get some more seasoning. It may not be a bad idea to move on, though, right? Land in a scenario where, you know, the offense calling is a little bit more conducive to his success. Supporting cast beyond Tyler Warren is a little bit more explosive, right? I think those things could serve him, but either way, I do believe he should go back to school. We're talking about Drew Aller, and it makes me think about Carson Beck, who we've discussed a lot this particular season during the second half draft show, and that's not going to change, right? The conversations around the quarterbacks, obviously, you know, if you've paid attention to any degree regarding our content, we have Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders at the top of the list, and then there's a pretty sizable gap to the next handful of quarterbacks. Carson Beck, obviously, for many, was the top quarterback coming into the season. We did not necessarily agree with that, but his play certainly has been anything but top quarterback in the draft class. When I watch Beck and I kind of juxtapose Beck and Aller, I see one player where you get a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more wow at times out of Beck, but also he puts the ball at risk, it seems, more. Now, is that me just because I'm blind resume, right? I'm not looking at any statistics. Do you have the same kind of thought process, or do you see it differently there?
Talking to me? You talking about
anybody
listening?
Anybody listening?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I wasn't listening, bro.
Here we go. All right. Let me restate. Because nobody was actually listening. I brought up.
I'm doing stuff, bro. I know
you're multitasking. I know y'all multitasking. So Carson Beck obviously is a player that we've discussed a lot, right? And we're trying to figure out how to slot these two quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not close.
So with that being said, what I mentioned was when I watch Carson Beck, I see more pizzazz, right? I see what appears to be more arm talent. You know what I mean? There seems to be more wow plays in his game. Now, you don't want to fall in love with hyperbole, right? We don't want to fall in love with just the wows when there's so many valleys, right? There's a handful of peaks, but so many valleys in his play. And that's what I was getting at was it seems to me that even though you might get more upside with Beck, he seems to put the ball at risk more than Drew Aller. Would you agree with that assessment?
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with that assessment. He like Carson Beck would throw it in double, triple coverage at times, bad decisions. But like you said, the arm talent is there, the wild plays are there, the NFL throws are there, the bucket shots are there. It's just more that you see with Carson Beck as a quarterback, as a thrower, as a professional thrower. So for me, I have Carson Beck kind of where Drew has Drew Aller. I have Carson Beck as a round 2 guy. And like I said, Drew Aller is a 4th or 5th round guy. So to me, that comparison, I just don't see Drew Aller at the next level being an NFL quarterback. To be honest, to a starting NFL quarterback at that. I think he could be a backup maybe, but Carson Beck now, he has the talent to where, okay, let's fix a couple things around him. Let's get him some receivers. Let's get him some more experience. Let's not start him day one. Clean some things up with him, and he could potentially be a starter at the next level. I don't see that with Drew Aller at this point.
Nah, B.
Public defender.
Bro. Carson Beck. Listen, what did he throw? 3 picks against the Gators and 3 picks, I think, the week before that. Like when he's bad, bro, he's bad, bro. Like, and if he wasn't playing the teams that he was playing, or somebody doesn't get hurt, bro, they lose those games. And we're probably talking about Carson Beck completely differently, right? Because sometimes, you play bad, but you win. So people kind of forget about it, right? You just can't consistently happen. And unfortunately for me, no, brother, I'm watching you, bro, because people had you as the number 1 quarterback going into the season. And I'm trying to figure out why. And I'm still trying to figure out why, right? And for me, I'm watching him go against the Gators, bro. And I'm like, as long as the Gators blitz, bro, he ain't completing that pass, bro. He ain't getting that out, bro. You know what I'm saying? On top of the fact that the Georgia receivers don't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring the heat and force him to make a decision, and make him force him to make a decision faster than he wants to, especially over the middle of the field, bro. It was awful, bro. Like when we were doing the quarterback rankings, bro, I was like, I don't even know if I want to rank him right now, bro. I need to see 2 or 3 more games with him, and that's not what I'm looking for from him. So I don't believe in the Carson Beck right now. He's not seeing the field well for whatever reason. So he's on the back burner for me right now, bro.
And I think what you mentioned, it was big too, Drew. It's the expectation for him. Like you said, a lot of guys had him the number 1 guy in the draft. So when you have those lofty, high expectations and you don't perform, it looks bad. Like you said, you don't even want to put him on your ranking right now because of how he's performing. So I think that's kind of going against him where Drew Aller, we didn't have these lofty, big expectations for Drew Aller. So he's kind of like, okay, I see him. He's a little bit better than I thought, in your mind, Drew. So I think that's where the rub is right there between those 2 quarterbacks.
All right, fair enough. In terms of some other, I guess, individual players in this particular contest, of course, you have Abdul Carter, who very well could be the top defensive player in the 2025 NFL Draft. Donovan Jackson filling it in for Simmons at left tackle is rough. There's no
setup, bro.
No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
Sabotage, bro.
He is a guard. He absolutely is a guy. I saw my man try to do a vertical set against Carter in a 9 wide alignment, and it did not look good. It did not fare well. I'm not sure he got his hands on Carter before he got to Will Howard for a sack. So, but obviously you have a pair of backs there at Ohio State. Very talented crop of receivers. Ibuka is the elder statesman. So he's the guy that we're looking at in terms of the 2025 NFL draft. And on the defensive side, I just thought Ohio State was buttoned up. I thought they were buttoned up. Igbenogson came up with some big plays. As I mentioned, there was some physicality. Jack Sawyer had some good quality reps off the edge with that bull rush. So, and I don't want to take anything away from Penn State's defense. I thought Penn State's defense was just fine. They played well enough for this team to win. They just didn't get enough help from their offense. So I open it up once again. As far as some of these other players, aside from the quarterbacks, who stood out to you in this contest?
Yeah, I would say Jack Sawyer, I think, had a really good game. We're always talking about, JT is he was the guy who kind of ran through the door, and he was I'm assuming he was 5-star. So was Jack Sawyer, but you heard more about JT, and it's just, for me, Jack Sawyer is the more complete, consistent player, right? He can play off the edge really tight. He played very well in terms of the run game, and he had a couple of bull rushes, because he can. I'm not gonna say he can bend the edge, but he can get around the edge. But he's more of a power player, and you kind of saw that him going against tackles and guards and whatnot. So I thought he had a solid game. Like you said, Abdul Carter, I mean, he showed what he is coming off of the edge. Got some work to do in terms of playing that off the ball linebacker work, in terms of playing in the middle there. He's no stranger to it, but just coming up and making sure that he can hold up at the point of attack, forcing that running back to either slow him down or to make a decision much sooner than he maybe wants to, so he can actually fill the hole. And then let me pull the roster real quick, because the secondary players for Penn State throw me off sometimes, man. So
I like Jalen Reed in that secondary, the safety.
That's who it was. Yes.
Penn State, number one. And then we got Kobe King, the linebacker. I didn't know he was. You said the twin brother of Kalen King. Is that a fact?
Whoa! I don't know about no twin brother.
That's what I thought. Mr. C was saying.
And Mr. C, is he a brother?
He might be a twin. He might be a twin.
Maybe I heard that wrong.
Let me hit the Google.
Hit the Google, man. But
maybe.
And your boy Abdul Carter is a beast, man. To me, he's in the running for the first defensive player off the board. Edge rusher. I like him at the second level. I loved him at the second level when I watched the tape, but he's transitioned well as an edge rusher. I think he's more of a stand-up edge than a hand-in-the-ground edge. And then Cody Simon on the other side, Ohio State. He played really well. I'm not sure about his draft prospects. He's not one of those sparky guys, but, Cody Barton played well on the second level for Ohio State.
Simon.
They are twins.
Simon.
They are twins, by the way.
Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, twins.
Drew, you mentioned Jack Sawyer. JT had a good game, bro. He did. It didn't seem as impactful snap, but he had a solid game. Now, what we've grown accustomed to in JT in these matchups with Penn State, he didn't approach that, right? Just utter dominance. But he had a quality football game. He did.
Yeah, JT, one of those guys, he plays the run really well. He has that in his bag. It's just, as a pass rusher, it's just so inconsistent. That's why he's probably not going to be a first-round guy, maybe not a second-round guy, because, teams are looking for those guys that can get after the quarterback, and he doesn't consistently do so.
I wonder what them Sparky numbers going to look like, because that may push him up or keep him kind of right where we have him.
Yeah, if he tests as an elite athlete, even without the consistent pass rush production, you kind of think, or at least teams generally think, that with our coaching, we'll be able to unlock what he can do as a pass rusher. So there's always that always comes into play. I think at times that can get overstated, but the first step, quickness, that ability to explode, that ability to turn speed to power, certainly will get you pushed up the board for sure. Quinshon Judkins led Ohio State in rushing, had a really good game, as well as Travion Henderson. I was it against you, boy? Was it that play against Jalen Reed where he buried him? Was it Jalen Reed who got buried on that play? Or was it a different defensive back? Yeah. It's Jalen Reed.
It was Jalen Reed, I think you're right.
Yeah. You gotta bring hats to the party, bro. You can't be getting blown up by the.
Bro, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Bro, listen, bro. Everybody get got, bro. Everybody get got.
No.
Everybody get got, bro.
Was it Judkins? That was Judkins that did it?
No, it was Henderson, bro.
Okay.
It wasn't Judkins, bro. It was Henderson.
I can't defend it now. If it was Judkins, I could defend it.
Bro. First of all, in summer scouting, bro. First of all, Henderson be out there being a crash test dummy sometimes, bro. Okay.
No, I appreciate his physicality. He
right?
showed me something. He showed me something in terms of his physicality, but I remain steadfast in my point, bro. You can't be getting buried, bro. You're the force defender. You try to keep guys out of the end zone, bro. You can't get buried by the running back.
Everybody get got, bro. Everybody, even Hall of Famers get got, bro.
It's one thing if Henderson breaks you off, shakes you, whatever the case may be. He wasn't even the ball carrier, bro. He was lead blocking for Will Howard, and he pancaked the safety, bro. It's not acceptable, man.
It happens, bro. It happens, bro. I know you don't like it because it's safety, but
yeah, man. What you guys think about Will Rogers?
That's Drew's guy right there.
Bro, I haven't watched Will Rogers this year, bro, so I can't talk about him. I liked him last year. He broke some records over there. Was it Mississippi State? Where he was coming from.
He had a lot of interest. He had a lot of interest in the portal too.
Well, he could throw the ball, bro, all over the field for sure.
Yeah, with Cam and Howard being like the prize quarterbacks, Will Rogers was in that next tier, right?
Yep.
In terms of arms that were on the market for transfer purposes. So, DK had mentioned it in the Patreon that what's going on in terms of playing multiple quarterbacks and trying to get younger guys experience, right? Trying to make sure that you make good on recruiting promises and things of that nature. So I certainly understand that, right? The Washington, while they're a good football team, they've been inconsistent. So you do give those other guys an opportunity to play a little bit. So, but I'm not mad at it. I think D-Kit's right. I think he does find his way into a training camp and latches on with the team.
Yeah, the thing I liked about Will Rogers, like Drew said, I haven't seen him this year that much. More last year with Mississippi State, but it's his anticipation. He throws really good anticipatory passes because the arm talent ain't NFL starting caliber arm talent. But when you don't have that strong arm, you got to throw with anticipation, and he does that really well in the pocket.
All right. Let's talk a little bit. We'll stay in the Big Ten. We'll stay in the Big Ten. Let's talk about Oregon and Michigan, and we're obviously gonna talk about it from the Oregon's side of the spectrum. So, Michigan, obviously a offensively challenged team. They did manage to score 17, but they were beat by 3 touchdowns in this one. So, not gonna talk about their offense. Let's talk about Dylan Gabriel. Let's talk about where he ultimately lands. We know that he's a very, very effective college quarterback, right? Does his skill set translate to the next level?
So I think it has to be in a particular offense, a West Coast type of offense, get the ball out quick. But I think so. I have him as my quarterback 5, and it's a little bit of, come on, man. Gabriel is greater than, come on, man.
Hold on. You got Drew all
what's
at
up, Dana?
4. You got Gabriel at 5. So where you got guys like Nussmeier?
Nussmeier's 3.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I just
you got me, bro. No, you got me, bro. You didn't get me, bro. You didn't get me. See, if you was in the Patreon earlier, you would have heard me talking about, you know what I'm saying? D-Kid said he was 2.5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but yeah.
D-Kid hating on Cam, huh? That was going on.
I don't think it's hate, but Shador is his guy, bro.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
What's going on, Dana?
Yeah, he doesn't we talk about it in terms of guys not having all of the talent from the position, but he just knows how to play the position, properly. And that, to me, that's if you don't have all the arm talent in the world, but you know how to kind of facilitate and be that what they call the point guard, getting the ball out, getting it to the person you're supposed to get it to, then I can work with that, especially if I have the weapons that are around you to make things work and make things go, right? Look at Brock Purdy, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think he can make a roster. Where he goes, I'm not sure. We gotta let's play this thing all the way out. That's one of those guys I gotta kind of play it all the way out to see kind of where I land on him. But right now he's quarterback 5.
Yeah, I like him. in terms of, like you said, the system. The system is going to be big for him. You know, I kind of look at how Tua's career is. You get with an offensive coordinator like Mike McDaniel, Purdy get with an offensive coordinator like Kyle Shanahan. Those kind of guys where you don't have the strong NFL arm, but you get in the system where they run the football. You know, big throwing windows. You could protect him because that's big for you know. Although he has some legs, Gabriel, when you protect him, when Oregon protects him, he kind of picks defenses apart. So I think the system, the coaching staff, I think that would be big for Gabriel at the next level.
All right. Jordan James had another quality game. This week it was Trayshawn Holden, so it kind of rotates, right? Whether it be Tez Johnson, Evan Stewart. This was the Trayshawn Holden week. A pair of tackles at Oregon, the pair of tackles here. What are your thoughts on them? Their NFL prospects. I know, Drew, you mentioned that they need to be moved up the draft board. So where do they currently stand for you?
I didn't rank them boys yet, bro. Come on, man. You're asking me too many questions, bro. What's with all the questions?
Well, you did mention that their arrows are pointing up, and
because earlier in the season,
let's talk about their individual skill sets. Let's talk about their individual skill sets.
Well, let me pull my notes if you don't mind.
Take your time.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I will say this. I mentioned Michigan's offense has been anemic, to say the least. It was good to see a quality game from Colston Loveland. He had 7 grabs, 112 yards. You know, he actually entered the season as pretty much the unanimous top tight end prospect, and it's been a struggle, right? Considering some of the or lack of quarterback play, I should say. He's actually had some drops, some uncharacteristic drops along the way. So put a good game together. See how you can finish this season strong.
Yeah, I got something on these guys, Drew, while you pulling it up. Connerly, I like how he fires out of the stance, the momentum moving forward in the run game. He has the size and length. I love when he leads with his hands. I think he needs to do it a little more consistent. I think the hand placement can improve. And he's they're a little different because I like how Conley moves in the run game. He can get to the second level and attach. And I think that's where Cornelius, his movement ability, I think that's where it's lacking a little bit. I like his power in the run game, Cornelius. And I think I like him more as a pass protector as well. I think Conley has a lot to work on as a pass game. In the passing game, his technique. He's always ducking his head. He allowed 15 pressures last season. Forward leaning is just, he needs to get better as a pass rusher. So I like Conley more as a run blocker, as a move run blocker. And I like Cornelius more as the pass blocker, but I think he could move a little bit better. So both of these guys, to me, they're not day one guys. Maybe day 2. I think they can move their way into day 2 for me, round 2 or round 3.
Fearfully confident. That's a yes. Yeah, I kind of see these guys the same way because I got here for Connerly. I got nice feet, movement ability, and the pass protection. He works off of pass blocks really well in terms of games that are being played up front. But I got here hands. You said his head is down. I got hands are late. Either whether it's him being too high, too low. And I also got here. We'll seal guys off. But he doesn't stick and drive, doesn't have the power, and lacks the aggressiveness in the run game, where I think Cornelius is kind of the opposite when it comes to it. Where he's trying to drive guys, move guys out. He's more of an absorber when it comes to pass pro. He'd rather guys take him on, and then he can kind of settle down, drop the anchor, and kind of go from there. And a guy, he can get his punch out a little too early, get his punch out early, which kind of helps him his ability to kind of control the pass rusher. But if he's not able to do that, then there's going to be some problems. So, because I got here quick, guys will get him. So, but yeah, these are guys you got to continue to keep an eye on. Like I said earlier, the Oregon offensive line started out slow. I think they gave up like 8 or 9. They gave up more sacks in the first few games than they gave up all of last year. So, they kind of turned this thing around. And like you said, when you're able to block for your quarterback and Gabriel, they do a lot of damage, man. And I guess later we can talk about this Big Ten schedule with these 4 teams: Indiana, Penn State, Oregon, and Ohio State. All 5 of them are right now. If the playoffs were to start right now, all 4 of them are in the playoffs right now. So,
you know why D-Kid likes Cornelius more, right?
Why?
You know why? He's from Harlem, bro.
Harlem.
He's from Harlem, bro.
Hey, we all got a type, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
When it come to certain positions, I understand.
There it is. Drew, you want to talk about your Gators?
No, I mean Jason Marshall's hurt for the year, which I found out was kind of hurt because I thought he was actually having a really good year. He wasn't getting targeted, which means he's doing his damn job. But he's hurt for the year. I think Banks made some plays, Sapp made some plays, but it was, they lost their quarterback, and that was it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing in your third string quarterback who don't get no reps, running the practice squad team, and I mean he had one good drive, and the rest you could just tell the Gators are like, okay, we really can't pass the football with him. So, it is what it is. I'm hurt, bro. Because they really could have won that game, bro. Not they would have did anything because they're gonna lose today or tomorrow versus Texas. But they could have won that game because Georgia's defense. I mean, really wasn't the defense; it was really the offense.
Listen. The magic number is 40. The magic number is 40 at Georgia. You do not want Carson Beck throwing 40 or more passes. All right, in every game that he has played this season, if he's thrown fewer than 40 passes, in fact, if he's thrown 33 or fewer passes, he hasn't had a turnover. All right. Every game that he's had at least 40 attempts, he's thrown at least 2 INTs. He's thrown 8 INTs the last 3 games.
There you go.
Like it's bad, bro. It's bad. We talk about him not being able to see the field and the decision making, and of course you try to give him a little leeway, you know what I'm saying? Give him a little bit of a buffer, margin of error, because he doesn't have upper echelon weapons. But the valleys, as I mentioned, they're just too frequent. They're too frequent. There's no way that as an organization I'd be comfortable taking Carson Beck, even with some of the wild throws that he does possess in the first round. He's played his way out of day one of the draft. And the question now becomes, okay, how far does this slide go, right? Can he stop the bleeding, right? Because again, I mean, multiple INTs, 3 INTs in both of the last 2 games, and they won. They've won all 3 of those games.
That's the crazy part, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like Georgia seems to be winning despite Carson Beck. You know what I'm saying? So I again, Headley, I imagine you have him still in your top 5, correct?
Yeah.
He's 5 for you,
I got
4 or 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I got Cam 1, Shador 2, Nussmeyer 3, and I still like Milroy. I'll probably go Milroy then Carson Beck.
Okay. All right. Drew, you're out on Carson Beck? Outside of your top 5, right?
Yeah, I can't have him in there, bro. You can't throw 8 picks in 3 games, bro. And it's not different picks, bro. Same stuff, bro. Like it's not even like, did you not learn from the week before or the week before? So nah, bro. You got to show me something for these next 3-4 games, whatever they got left, plus the playoffs, bro. Maybe he shines brightest when the playoffs start, bro. He turns into a different player, all right? But for now, I'm not with it, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely regressed. He looked like one of those ascending players, right? As the season progressed in his first year as starter last year, you thought Carson Beck, and again, this is where a lot of the top quarterback entering the 2024 season came from. He was going to take off, but he hasn't just reverted to the mean. He has regressed here over the last month or so. So we'll keep an eye on it, but not encouraged, not necessarily encouraged by it. I got to talk about my Canes, man, and I'm gonna go back another week. I'm gonna go back a week further, and because I haven't had an opportunity to have this conversation with Headley, bro.
Florida State, you talking about that?
Yeah, man.
Why, bro?
Yeah, man. What you mean, why, bro? Yes, bro. Kick them while they're down, bro. Kick them while they're down, bro.
Stop them by holding them, bro.
Nobody right now, man. Come on.
Hey,
man.
bro. So I had the good fortune of actually going to the game live, bro, and while I think the main takeaway from this game, as far as Cam Ward is concerned, because that's again, it's about the quarterbacks, right? It's a quarterback-driven game, right? Cam Ward probably had his lowest statistical output of any game this season against FSU. And I thought FSU did a really good job of challenging Miami's receivers throughout the game. They played a lot of too high. They were run funnel, and Miami was able to run the ball effectively. Damian Martinez, Mark Fletcher had a good. Damian Martinez has been phenomenal the last few games. He started off slow. Yeah. He started off slow, but he looking like that guy. He looking like that guy from Oregon State. So that bodes well. But I think that particular performance actually opened up a lot of scouts' eyes as it relates to Cam Ward. The folks that were still on the fence, knowing that he's very talented, that he's a gunslinger, that he has all of the throws in him, right? And even his ability to process, which it can be questioned without question. It can be questioned. This particular game, he really just managed the game for the most part, right? He picked his spots. He protected the football. They played field position until ultimately that running game was able to get on track and they were able to open up a lead. So that patience, that willingness to take the check down, to just matriculate the football, to get points where you can, to play field position when appropriate, I think actually helped his stock quite a bit. Now, most recently against Duke, he had an explosion of offense in the second half, but there was a very egregious pick. Very egregious INT throw in this game. We're talking about 400 yards passing, 5 TDs, but the one pick wasn't a ricochet. It wasn't a great play by a defender. It's Cam Ward holding onto the ball, big game hunting, getting outside the pocket, and then inexplicably throwing the ball across his body to the other side of the field. And inevitably, it picked off. So it's that type of decision making and unwillingness to just take a profit that has created this battle, right? This tug of war, and even some individuals. I know nobody here is ready to necessarily go that far, but Nussmeier has been able to move up into this conversation to some degree because of just some of the decision making from Cam Ward, and it's not that defenses are fooling him. It's not that you understand what I'm saying, that
he's hold the ball.
He just likes to hold the ball too long. And the reality is at the next level, you're not going to get 10, 11, 12 seconds to make a throw, right? It's great when it works out, and it works out a lot for Cam because Cam is special. He's a playmaker, right? But my God, if he could just play on time with more consistency, I'm not sure how you defend him, bro. I'm not sure at this level how you would be able to defend him. And that's going to drive an NFL coach insane, bro. It's going to drive him insane. So as much as it's been a pleasure, and I am thrilled about the prospects of the remaining of the season, that aspect of his game, and I believe we've had a couple people have mentioned it. What's my guy, the Georgia fan? I forget his name. His name is Timothy. Timothy has mentioned it before. It's and Heather, you mentioned it last year, the year before that. You're always big game hunting. You cannot play the position at the next level, at a high enough level, playing it that way, right? It's great that you have it in your bag, that you can go to it, when things break down, when there is nothing there, and you can get the coach out of a bad play. That's phenomenal. But that can't be modus operandi. That can't be where you start and finish every play.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah. I agree.
Is he too comfortable back there, bro? Like, has he not had enough pressure to where he's like, okay, I got a 1, 2, 3 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. Like, has he had? Because when I'm watching, he back there. I mean, he could sit down on the bench. You know what I'm saying? He could lay down. He could suntan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what it is, bro. Like, I think when the play is designed to get out quickly, he can get it out in a blink of an eye, right? I think when he decides pre-snap, okay, I got a particular look, or I checked to something, I can get the ball out, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And it looks great. It looks great. But there are times down in distance, you know what I'm saying? There's guys in the check down area, even in the intermediate area, that he just refuses to throw the ball to them because he has so much confidence in his skill set. And we've seen it before. We've seen it in numerous quarterbacks over the years. It's great to be able to have that skill set, right? And And to a certain degree, you don't want to even coach it out of them because it's what separates them. But you gotta play on time. It absolutely is. You gotta play on time more. And holding the ball 12 seconds, creating scrambling, that isn't the damning part. The damning part is when you do that and then you throw the ball across your body to the teeth of the defense. That is the damning part, bro. That's the part that you just can't. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable because, like I said, if Cam Ward and you know what, even with all the scrambling, if he just took off and took those 5 yards, got that 5-yard gain, bro, I'm not sure how they're gonna. Miami can score on anybody, literally anybody in college football. Nobody's going to shut down Miami, but and I don't even want to talk about the defense because the defense is a problem. But as far as the quarterback play and Cam Ward's decision making, it is almost a hubris, bro. I love the confidence. You don't want to coach it out of him, but I just wonder how that's going to affect him in terms of the evaluation process, right? Is it for that reason that Shedeur becomes the first pick? Or does a coaching staff say, you know what, we'll coach him hard. We'll coach him hard, quarterback coach. We're going to stay on him. We're going to work on that, right? And he's going to become better at picking and choosing his spots, when to be a playmaker versus just operating the offense. Oh, yeah, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're that good, and you make those types of decisions.
Yeah, that was always my biggest question mark on him. Cam Ward was the internal clock. The internal clock. You've seen it at Washington State. It's all over his tape. And, you know, I like Cam Ward, but it was a surprise to me to have him at QB1 right now because I never thought he would get to QB1 because of that internal clock, because of that Sandlot mentality, holding the ball 11, 12 seconds. So, you know, it's something that you got to change. It's not going to work at the next level. Guys are faster. Guys are going to get to you. It's not going to work at the next level. And because of that, now that you said all of that, I'm thinking he might not be able to start day one. Like we talked about another guy, Patrick Mahomes. He had the same thing in college at Texas Tech. And they sat him 1 year behind Andy Reid, behind Alex Smith in the Andy Reid system. So for Cam Ward to get that success at the next level, I think they should follow the same approach and not start him day one because of that internal clock and because of him holding the football and not taking the easy layups, man. You can't do that at the next level.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, it's not for his ability to grasp the offense. I think Cam Ward's football IQ is off the charts. I think it's off the charts, right? But there's some decision making in there, right? As far as I'm not talking about being able to read defenses and get your offense into the right play. I think he does fine with all of that. I think it's a matter of understanding when a play is over, right? When is it to, okay, chalk this one up. Defense made a good play. Defense had that covered. All right, we move on to the next down. He's got to master that, bro. And that may require some tutelage and some watching and some, okay, all right, here's a good example of that. Don't be that guy. You understand what I'm saying? I think they're gonna have to rein that in with him because otherwise he's been terrific, bro. He's been terrific.
What if it's thinking here? What if it's
Van Dyke can't even start for Wisconsin? Come on, man.
He's hurt though, bro. He's hurt, bro.
That was good times right there, man. You get 2 interceptions a game with Van Dyke in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro. So you know, Drew, you mentioned that Cam Ward just back there. He's not getting touched. He's not getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he has the mobility. He actually has the presence, but it's the internal clock, right? It's the understanding that this play is over. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to give up on a play. Van Dyke, not always, but last year Van Dyke had some really clean pockets, bro, and he would just throw it to the defense, bro. He would just serve it up, bro.
He said, "F it, bro." You know, sometimes you gotta say "F it" and just, you feel me?
It's not beyond me, bro. I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna take the high road. I'm not gonna take the high road, bro. It was some blue chips point shaving stuff going on, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was egregious, bro. It was egregious, man.
It's gonna be a 30 for 30 on that bit.
Come on, bro. Like you got 6 seconds, clean 6 seconds to pat the football, and you just serving it up, bro. Like, it is bad, bro. Yeah. I believe that, D Kid.
They going after what I watched them going against Louisville. Yeah, they're gonna beat them. And I got something about that. But real quick, so what if it's I'm Cam Ward, right? I'm Cam Ward. I'm big dog on campus, and so I have this bravado and this confidence and this arrogance about myself that I'm that guy. Like we 9-0 because of me. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted me. Like they was courting me. They kept me from coming into the league, right? Same thing at Washington or Washington State. I'm this guy, bro. I'm running the program. But when you go into the league, you with grown men, bro. That's not gonna fly. And so now I need to operate within the frame of the offense versus what I'm doing here in college, right? So maybe that's the thought process. Like I can get away with some of this shit that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Saturday to Saturday. But on Sunday, all right, I gotta reel it back. I gotta hit the 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Take my chances when I can doing those dangerous things, but for the most part, operate the offense like I'm supposed to, bro. Maybe that's the thought process. I don't know.
It's one of two things are gonna happen, I think, with Cam Ward as it relates to transition, right? Either he doesn't get to see the field because of that, right? Either and it'd be great. It'd be ideal if he could go to an organization where he can learn behind a competent veteran, regardless. That would be a good thing, right? But that might be what keeps him off the field immediately is some of that, again, big game hunting and hubris, arm talent hubris, because he got it. It's not a question of as to whether or not he's capable. He's definitely capable, but that is something that you have to temper. There's going to be a time and a place where you got to be a playmaker, right? That's what's going to separate you, but that can't be, your first, second, and third option, right? As far as, okay, I need to buy 8-9 seconds in order for my guys to uncover. No. You need to take a profit. You need to use that athleticism and get those 4 to 5 yards and play the next snap. You know what I'm saying? So either it's going to be a matter of, okay, you're not going to be able to break out, even though you have the skills, even though you have the mind for it. You're not going to be able to start immediately because you have to make this change. You have to make this conscientious change, or he's going to get burned by it, right? You do start and you get burned by it, and hopefully you learn from it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's ultimately how it works. I'm still rolling the dice. I'm still going to take my chances with him because he's that good. He's that talented. But it is a concern. It's definitely a concern. And Dana mentions that, some of her concern with Kyler Murray being an Arizona Cardinals fan. Yeah. I've seen Caleb Williams, Arizona and the Bears were just playing. Caleb Williams doing the same exact thing. It was a concern. It was a concern of ours regarding Caleb Williams going to the next level. Now, in this case, you don't get to sit, right? You're not getting the coaching that you would hope to get for a young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's going through it. He's going through those learning periods. Now it's a matter of him adjusting, acknowledging that I can't get away with this. We're not going to be successful with me doing this. There are times where I got to be Superman, where I got to scramble and you know what I'm saying, do a spin move and throw off my back leg or drop the shoulder down, sidearm. There's going to be times for that. And they're going to be wild plays and everybody's going to applaud it when it works well. But that can't be every 3rd and 8. Every 3rd and long can't be scramble drill. It can't be.
Yeah. It's not even just 3rd and 8. It's 1st and 10. It's 2nd and 7. It's 3rd and 6. It's every down. It's every down. And I think Dana's spot on with the Kyler Murray comment. Kyler Murray's the same way. He's trying to make a play, hold the football, and when you got to take those layups, man. You got to take those checkdowns. Like, just watch Kirk Cousins tape, man. Kirk Cousins is a guy without no athleticism. He can't do it. So he has to do that. He's forced to do that because of his lack of athleticism. And I think more of these quarterbacks start to do that, and even Mahomes has learned how to do that. I think Josh Allen this season, he's doing a better job than years previous. But guys with athleticism, once you learn to do that, and you could do that, there's no stopping you, man. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's the perfect example. All the athleticism, but he can still take the check down. He'll still take the layups. He'll still hit his tight end across the middle. And that's the perfect quarterback play when you have both of those things in your bag. It can't be just one way and not the other, man. You have to have both in your bag.
And that is exactly why teams will take their chances. It's a calculated risk, and it's a risk well worth it. right? To have that innate arm talent, athleticism. You don't want guys who don't have confidence in their skills, right? You ultimately want that. That's something you can't teach, is confidence in your abilities, right? But you got to figure out how to temper it. You got to figure out how to rein that in. And it may take some time. It may not happen year 1, year 2. It may be year 3, year 4 before you start to really see the fruits of understanding when I need to go for the headshot versus when I just need to, wing him on the arm. You understand what I'm saying? Like that ultimately is something that has to be learned. And sometimes it's a painful lessons that require that. Sometimes it's a matter of sitting and learning how to be a pro, learning how to prepare and understanding that, I just saw the starter, the incumbent, do that same thing that I would have done, and it didn't work out. So I probably shouldn't do that. All right. D-Kid mentioned, and since we're talking young quarterbacks, you mentioned AR-15, man, or AR-5. What's up with your guy, Drew? What's up with your guy, bro? You know what? I'm gonna give Drew a ton of credit. That's where I'm going at. Drew can give a ton of credit. Like if you look at that shot chart, hey,
that man, right.
Everything to the right, bro.
To the right. Can't throw to the left. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of him tapping his helmet and pulling himself out of the game?
Yeah, bro. You think, listen. You got to die out on the field, bro. You got to die on the field, bro. That's one of those, bro.
Can't do that.
And I'm not sure at what point in the game that was. Just call a run play, bro.
That's what the coach is going to do. A good offensive coordinator will see that and call a run play the next play.
And listen, if he don't, you call your own play, bro. Like I can't
check to the run. Check to the run.
That's it, bro. Yeah. That's it. Hey, listen, coach just called a pass play. This is going to be a run. We're going very simple. Hit it and go. Unless it has to be a pass, like a run at a time, something like that. But you gotta stay in the game, bro. Like you the franchise, you the face, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get no bail, right? And then you compound the crime by telling the media, bro. Make something up, bro. Like, you feel me? Listen to me, bro. Okay, I want everybody to hear me, bro. A good leader lies sometimes, bro. You gotta do it, bro.
What it remind me of, bro? When keeping it real goes wrong, man. That's Chappelle, bro. When keeping it real goes wrong, bro. Can't keep it real all the time.
Man. People looking to crucify you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta protect yourself, protect your team, bro.
Before we move on, I want to go back to the Miami Duke game and just talk about a couple of guys that I thought actually played really well. So Xavier Restrepo had a career day, 8 grabs, 146, 3 TDs. I mean, he's kind of set his mark in terms of Miami's history among the receivers. But in the same breath, I look at the FSU game and they smothered him. And it's the concern that I have about Restrepo. I think Restrepo can be a quality slot at the next level. I just need him to be able to beat quality man coverage with more consistency. There's instances where he just disappears because the corner across from him is just simply better. His technique is better, right? His athleticism is greater. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's just some limitations there, especially going to the next level. But on Duke's side, 2 players in particular stood out to me. It was Jordan Moore coming back from injury. And I mentioned this about Jay Knott when we were talking about the Patreon. Guys be hurt the whole season, and then they want to show up against Miami, right? And he had a pair of catches in this game, bro, that were insane, bro. Insane. Yeah. We talking Beckham one-hander type. I don't know if it went for a TD, but like that degree of difficulty. So he's a player that I'm going to keep my eyes on. And then a corner by the name of Chandler Rivers. Very impressive. A little undersized. He might be a nickel at the next level, but he's another name that folks should keep an eye on. I thought he really challenged everything. He understands what the offense is doing, route combinations. He drives on the football. Pretty good tackler in space. I really like the way he played the football. He plays with a lot of aggressiveness and confidence. So he's a guy that I'm going to certainly keep an eye on. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think as far as what I saw from Jordan Moore, there was some special grabs, D-Kid, along the sidelines, that one-hander behind him. That was special. Now, it wasn't Monday night for a TD on a bomb. So, right, there's levels to this thing. But really impressive effort with Jordan Moore. All right, let's keep it going here. Lots of football to discuss. Lots of football over the last couple of weeks. Let's talk about Texas A&M, South Carolina. So, A&M coming off the big win against LSU, got the new quarterback in. Everybody's thinking about, it might be A&M's SEC. You know what I'm saying? A&M's been playing really good football, both sides of the football. The thought was with some of the inconsistencies with South Carolina's offense that A&M might be able to run the table at this juncture, and they ran into a buzzsaw. They ran into a buzzsaw. South Carolina put up 44 on A&M.
So this game, South Carolina kind of took the lead. I think it was 14-3, and it became 14-6. And they kind of went back and forth, and they ended up tying it up. And then
it was 0-0 at half, 20-20.
Yeah,
20
yes.
at half. Yep.
Because initially I was watching the game, I was like, I already knew the score, so I was like, damn, they gonna beat them like a drum from start to finish. But no, they tied it up, like you said, 0-0. And then Texas A&M has the new quarterback. I can't think
Marcel
of his
Reed.
name right now.
Marcel
Reed. Yeah. Connor Wegman over there looking like, dang, I lost my job, bro. Did he lose his job or did he get hurt, bro? Can somebody let me know?
All of the above.
He's been in and out that lineup the whole year.
And so I think Reed kind of gave them that spark that they needed. For I think it's at least for the game before this one, before they played South Carolina. And is he a freshman, by the way?
Reed? Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay, because at times he looked like one. And he threw that. I think it was I don't know if it was a pick six, but it was. They were driving, and he threw it, and that kind of put the game out of reach. And then obviously South Carolina's defensive line, TJ Sanders had him. I think he had a pair of sacks in that game. I'm gonna throw them shorts up here shortly. But he had a pair of sacks. I think Kennard had a fumble recovery, and who's the other D tackle I can't think of right now?
Hemingway, Tonka.
That's what it was. Yeah. Tonka had him a day as well. Like after they kind of took the lead again, those guys kind of took the game over. And Debo Williams, bro.
Ain't tackling?
Yeah, no, ain't tackling. He was tackling. He was out there headhunting, bro. And
there we go.
And I think Le'Veon Moss got hurt, by the way, too, in this game. He got hurt early. I want to say it was significant. First or second drive. So
he only had two carries. 2 carries, 1 catch for 20. Yeah.
Might have been in that first drive. I can't remember. He no, actually, was it? I can't remember. But he took a shot from number 1 down the sideline. That was brutal. But and the thing for me for South Carolina, man, is their quarterback. I like to call him Glasses. I think he's wearing contacts now. But he just played well, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of, I know that defense is a good defense, it's a solid defense all the way around, but he goes where he goes.
Sellers, right? Yeah. When Sellers playing well, they're tough. They're tough.
I wish he didn't get hurt, bro, because if he didn't get hurt, bro, this is a team that'll ruin your season. They'll ruin your season. Minnesota will ruin your season. Kentucky think they can ruin your season, but then they'll fall apart at the end. Like, there's a couple teams in the country, bro. They're going to ruin your season, bro. And this is one of those teams, bro, that'll ruin somebody's season because their defense is solid all the way around from every position on the field. And they have a quarterback that can carry the football team along with Rocket Sanders, who he had a good day too. I think he ran for a buck something. So,
yeah, almost about 52 TDs. Sellers had another 100 and a TD on the ground. No turnovers, a pair of TD throws. So, yeah, they had it all going. They had it all going. O'Donnell Fortune is the one who came up with that INT against Marcel Reed. He's another corner that I'm kind of keeping my eye on. But, yeah, South Carolina, to your point, Drew, with Sellers healthy, his ability, dual threat ability, they are a tough out. They're a tough out. And unfortunately, they've dropped 3 games in the conference. So, their prospects, their playoff prospects, kind of hang in the balance, but they can beat anybody. I think they're good enough on any given Saturday to beat anybody in the country. So, speaking, and D-Kit laid it out. There's a lot of talent on this defense.
Oh yeah,
a lot of NFL talent. You mentioned them all, Drew. You look at it. We could be talking. You could see a South Carolina player selected in every round in this draft.
Yep.
It's entirely possible that there's a guy that's going to be picked, and predominantly from the defensive side of the ball in this particular draft. What's going on with Harbor, man? I don't see Harbor really part of the part of the offense in the fold here, man. All right, he might need to transfer out. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, is he going to Miami, bro?
Yeah, with Lagway.
With Lagway,
bro. Yeah, and Jeremiah Smith, bro. Let's run it.
All right.
Let's run it. All right. What else we got here from week 10/week 9 or week 9/week 10? Tennessee pulls it out against Kentucky. Let's talk about that Louisville Clemson game, Drew. I know you had some thoughts there. Clemson drops it by 2 scores. It's a 2-score game here against Louisville.
So
at home,
bro. I try not to see the score, but as you're watching one game, you're seeing the scores kind of come up across the thing, and so in my eyes, I thought Clemson won, bro. So I'm thinking they took it to Louisville at some point. And I'm watching the game. I'm like, bro, it's 26 to whatever it was. I'm like, bro, are they going? What's happening? They going to pull it out?
Clemson had 7 points going into the fourth quarter, bro.
Yeah,
bro,
it was bad.
They couldn't stop
ruined
Louisville's
my parlay,
game.
Drew. They
ruined the parlay.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I mean, Clemson was on a good tear, bro. They won like how many in a row? Klubnik kind of turned it around. We're using the middle of the field, and then we run into Louisville, and we don't know how to stop the run, and we can't. We don't use the middle of the field, bro. I saw, bro.
That's what it was, bro. That's what it was. Defensively, they couldn't stop the run. Isaac Brown, the young tailback, really talented player. This is a guy we're going to be talking about in coming years. He had a big game. They let another guy, Chris Bell, he broke almost a 50-yarder himself. So, yeah, they couldn't stop the run. They gave up 8 yards of carry in this game.
It was every time it was just they would just gash, bro. You could have ran a semi through the holes that Louisville was creating, bro. So I got here keys to the game, bro. And this might be around the third quarter, about midway through the third quarter, maybe even the fourth quarter. Louisville offense, start fast and score first. All right, defense, communication skill, missed tackles. Okay, then you got Clemson's offense, attack the middle of the field, bro. Like they don't do it, bro. And I guess what was this? ESPN? They listening to the pod. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
you know
how they
for
do.
the comment.
You know how they do it, bro. They don't credit us. They don't credit us, but you know how they do.
DK Fire quarterback.
Thank you, DK. I appreciate it.
Hey, but you know what's insane though, Drew, is that their refusal to use the middle of the field when they have Jake Brenningstool. Like, it's not as if they don't have the weaponry.
Something
Phil Maffa is a horse, 30 carries, but $170 on the ground, right? A pair of TDs. He was their offense. It's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Like they don't know how to actually utilize their personnel.
It's scary because if I'm a kid coming out of high school or I'm a kid that wants to transfer looking for an opportunity, I mean, the opportunity they might they might say, hey, you can come play and you'll start and everything, but am I going to get the football? Like, am I going to be in a place of success?
Dabo don't use the portal, bro.
Well, I was trying to give him some bail, bro, but
I just Dabo ain't in the portal.
It doesn't make sense to me, bro. Like you gotta, I don't know the measurements of the football field. I wish I did because this would work out well in terms of what I want to say. But you got all this space, 53 yards. Is that wide? 53 yards wide.
Yeah.
Right, bro. We're using like 27 of it, bro. Like I don't understand, and it's not even the middle; it's the edges, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's just we shooting the three every play, bro. That's Clemson's offense, and it is what it is, bro. And again, teams know it. And if they have the athletes to stop you, and as long as you don't miss tackles, you can beat them, bro. It's really that simple. And and Klubnik, I thought he was coming along, but here we go again. You know what I'm saying? And boys, they never gonna win. You know what I'm saying? And Brennan Slow did drop a pass, by the way, over the middle. I do want to say that. Yeah,
that's right. Rough drop. Stanquan Clark, not draft eligible, I don't think. Led Louisville in tackles. He's a Florida boy from Miami Central. Ashton Gelati and Quincy Riley had good games. Gelati has not had the season we were kind of anticipating. You know, he's a guy that we thought, you know, going into the season might be a first round pick potentially. Hasn't played to that level. Doesn't have the counting numbers really to substantiate it. I don't think he's necessarily impacting the game outside of the box score enough in order to warrant a first round pick at this juncture either. The question had always been, you know, how do you deploy him? We thought perhaps in the even man front, 4-3 edge on early downs, and then reduce him down. And I just don't know that Louisville has done a lot of that this year. And I think that takes away from some of his superpowers. So it may be one of those things where you got to say, okay, go back a season. Let's look at the 2023 tape. How was he utilized? When was he making his most impactful plays where he racked up 11 sacks? And it really was more often than not when he was reduced down and playing more of a 3 technique. So I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but he might actually come at a bit of a discount considering how he's been utilized and the fact that he doesn't have the big counting numbers thus far. I mentioned Quincy Riley. I know he's a guy that you guys really like. Let's talk about Riley a little bit. Let's talk about, give him a little love. What is it about his skill set that you feel is going to be able to translate to the next level?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Riley. Pull up my notes on him because I just remember watching was it Brownlee Jr. last season from Louisville. I was watching Brownlee Jr. and Riley just kept popping up for me. You know, kept popping up on tape. That Notre Dame game, he shut it down. He anticipates the ball really well, really good instincts to find the ball in the air. He plays a lot of different coverages. It could be off coverages, press. Turns his hit really well. He could drive on the ball, so he could go back or come forward. So, you know, I think one of his superpowers is playing the ball in the air. He kind of gets his hands on the football. If he's not intercepting the pass, he's breaking up the passes. Like I said, he got the click and close ability, and he'll come up and tackle. So I think he's a complete corner. He's a guy I don't think many people are talking about. Quincy Riley. There's a lot of corners in this class that keeps popping up, and I think people are forgetting about Riley, man. He's a talented guy. I thought he was better than Brownlee last season. So I have him better than Brownlee going into the draft this year. So I think he could be one of those day 2 corners that could be a steal, kind of like a Max Melton last season from Rutgers.
He had 12 pass deflections. You talk about him getting the football. He had 12 pass deflections last year, and he's at 6 already this year. So you talk about him getting the football and being able to locate it and stuff. So nice. He got some ball skills, bro.
Hey, imagine scoring 30 and losing by 30, bro.
I mean,
Ole Miss in Arkansas, bro.
Ole Miss got that offense, bro.
You score 30 points and you lose by 30, bro?
Hey,
what?
That's what happened when you play Ole Miss, bro.
Yeah, Ole Miss, they take shots. Like
Jackson Dart and company, they had it going in this one, and particularly the combination with Jordan Watkins, who we've discussed previously. I don't think we've talked about Jordan Watkins at all this year, but last year we did
we talked about it in summer scouting. We talked about it
in summer scouting. I was talking about in season, but yes, in summer scouting, we mentioned Jordan Watkins. Your boy Harris wasn't in this particular one, and Watkins went off, bro. 8 grabs, 254, 5 TDs. Yes. Dart was 25 of 31 for 515 yards and 6 TDs. 5 again going to Jordan Watkins. They had no answer for it. Our guy Andrew Armstrong had a good game. Of course, he didn't get in the end zone. They refused to throw the ball to him in the end zone, but 6 grabs, 135. I think he's a good player, bro.
He's smooth. He's smooth.
Man.
Brother smooth.
Yeah, man. I like him. I think, did Taylor Green get hurt in this game? Did he get injured in this game?
It looks so. He only had 14 pass attempts. The backup came in, had 14 pass attempts also. Had to be.
Yeah, had to be.
They're not benching him.
You got a pair of sacks from Princely, and as I mentioned, I don't know, bro, if anybody has a more explosive first step in this class among the edge rushers than Princely, bro. It's explosive, bro.
Oh, he's nice. This guy get that little stink off him a little bit. That gator stink.
Yeah. You got to get a little further removed from the Gators, but who are playing much better defense as of late. They actually are playing defense, but But you know what, DK? I don't think, yes, in general, absolutely, his stock is rising, but we've maintained he's been a top 15 to top 20 guy for us most of this season, right? Like, when you think about the edges, let's talk about your top 5 among the edges, right? You got Abdul Carter, who you like, moonlighting as an edge. You really like him off the ball, but moonlighting as an edge in obvious passing situations. After Carter, I know you guys have really, like what you've seen from Nick Scorton. Scorton has really done his thing. But once you get past that, there's going to be guys that, obviously like Michael from Georgia. He's a kind of a different type of pass rusher. But where does Princely slot in for you?
He like top 3. He's like top 3.
You got to be top 3.
Yeah. After, like you said, Abdul Carter and our guy Scorton, he might be the next guy. I also like what his name just escaped me right quick. Josiah Stewart.
Fearfully confident want Landon Jackson in Detroit, bro. That's all you want.
Hey, fearfully confident. That's you're gonna be able to get him, and not have to reach for him. I think it's gonna happen. Yeah,
hey, Drew, this your boy right here, Garth Brooks. This your boy.
Nah, I don't. Who that? Why does
Garth?
The SEC? Come on.
Oh man, the SEC has not been as dominant as we have grown accustomed to.
Transfer portal's catching up, I think.
Yes, sir. And NIL.
Yeah.
Portal and NIL.
See, man, the boys had to do all of that to take the SEC down, bro. They had to take us down, bro. Us. You know how SEC people do it?
This is an interesting one. Now, so I mentioned it 2 weeks ago that I wanted to give James Pierce some love, some appreciation. I'll speak for myself. I've been very, very critical.
You started it.
Pierce.
You started it.
Yes, coming into the season. And I said it. You got to show me. I think he's visibly stronger. I think he's playing the run better. Right, he got off to a bit of a slow start because Tennessee was blowing people out of the water. He wasn't playing a whole lot of snaps, but as of late, he has made his presence felt more consistently, more frequently. I'm not ready to put him over Princely just yet, but Pierce is certainly, from my personal evaluation perspective, he's certainly helped himself. He definitely is. I don't see him getting out of the first round. Not that I love it. But I just simply don't see him getting out of the first round because we mentioned it. Those traits are certainly going to be very intriguing, but I think he's taking some legitimate steps in terms of becoming a better overall, better well-rounded player, being a little bit more complete as it relates to even being just a pass rusher, right? It was really, can I beat you with my first step? Can I beat you around the corner? I think he's added just a little bit more. He's still got work to do. Still got a lot of growing to do from a pass rush perspective in terms of his plan. But I think as an overall player, overall edge, he's a better player than he was last year for sure.
Oh, you know who I forgot? My guy, bro. Jalen Walker from Georgia.
So I thought you didn't mention him because I was going to mention him, but you didn't mention him because he's kind of
the hybrid.
As you, yeah. So you kind of left him out there.
No. I forgot about him. He's an edge. He's an edge for me. So okay. I'll probably put him in my top 3 over Princely. That's just me, though.
That's just Headley.
That's just me, though. I'm gonna be on the island on that one. But that's my guy.
So one of the players that Dana is referring to is actually the NCAA leader, the FBS leader in sacks, and that's Antoine Powell-Ryland. And we've mentioned him. He's been a stud of the week multiple times on this show. I think the question is as to whether or not. I think the question is gonna be how he tests. Because there's no question about his ability to affect the quarterback. Now, I will say a lot of that production has come. No.
That's Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah. 4 sacks against BC, 4 sacks against Old Dominion, right? But there's no question about his explosiveness. There's no question about that. Whether or not he actually tests as well as you like. And another thing that I will make mention, and I'm not sure if it applies to him. Perhaps it does, is some teams place a lot of emphasis on the age of the prospects, right? Because they're thinking about second contract. You understand what I'm saying? So if he's an older player, does that push him down the board? Not significantly, but will a team that would otherwise take him if he was a year, 2 years younger, take him at 10 versus him sliding to 25 or something like that. So it's always something to consider. But Paul Ryland is someone I definitely wanted to highlight, as Dana made mention, that we're talking about edges that we're projecting. And that's what it comes down to, Dana. Ultimately, it's the projection. You know what I mean? Even though sacks is one of those things that typically translates, at least historically, it has translated. As far as counting stats are concerned, it's still a traits-based evaluation.
What about
any
your boy
thoughts
from
there?
Boston College, man?
Is Araku?
Yeah, he's kind of getting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to throw him up there too, man.
Yeah, you know? and then Kyle Kennard, bro, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kennard. Yeah, Princely right there though, and Princely's actually missed some games, so Princely's right there. I think when the dust settles, the guys that we anticipate will go high will demonstrate why they should go high. But it's a fair question. We're not necessarily talking about guys who are actually leading in terms of sacks. The other thing about that is that sacks, again, can be a little misleading, right? As far as your ability to affect the game down in, down out, right? It comes down to pressure rates. It comes down to hurries, right? That's where I think a lot of these guys get their value from, is disruption more so than actually getting the guy down on the field.
Yeah,
so you can't just look at it. You can't just look at it through the prism of the sacks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ask, you know, guy rest his soul. Ask Gaines Adams or Michael Sam, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just because you let in the sacks don't mean that's gonna translate, bro. So
hey, listen, D-Kid, it's the same way DJ Lagway gonna get out the building, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact way, bro. Right through the door, bro. Just open up the door, bro.
You gotta get that stink off for you, bro. You gotta get that stink off for you, bro.
He's locked in, bro. Bro, we gonna lock him in, bro. Can't get out, bro. There's no way out. It's in jail. You feel me? In jail, lock him up, bro.
Speaking of guys moving on, transfers. I was a few weeks ago. I was watching the Bama Georgia game with a group of my friends, and on another television, we were at a sports bar. At another television was the SMU FSU game on, bro. And I was trying to explain to him, like, bro, these FSU fans, coop them. You know what I'm saying? You know, FSU guys, bro. And I was trying to explain to him, I was like, SMU is a sleeping monster, bro. It's a sleeping giant, bro. They got money in Dallas. They got money, bro. Them boosters, those alums, they come from oil money, bro. And they got a good football team. Between what Rhett Lashley has done in the portal, and in terms of his coaching, his system. I mentioned Stamp Rashard Smith. He's the poster board for tonight's show on our thumbnail. If you check out the thumbnail, Rashard Smith is the highest graded ball carrier in college football, bro. And every week, outside of, I think, the game against BYU, he's been unstoppable, bro. He truly has been. I mean, I'm not talking about Ashton Genty good, and this was a good Pitt team that they faced last week, right? Pitt was undefeated going into this game. You know what I mean? They were sitting at 7-0. They had their eyes on ACC championship, and Kevin Jennings, their starting quarterback, obviously had a very good game, but Rashard Smith has been a consistent engine to this offense. 23 carries, 161 yards, and 2 TDs. He broke one for 71. I think he clocked in at 22 miles per hour. When you talk about guys getting out of the building, Miami, they screwed the pooch on this one because they had Smith playing receiver. In fact, they had him playing slot and kick and return man, and you could see the explosiveness when he got opportunities. But of course, he was stuck behind Restrepo, right? He transferred to SMU, and they put him in the position where he belongs, which is running back. And I think just in terms of his ability to catch the football out of the backfield, to operate out of the slot on top of his ball-carrying prowess, open field prowess, I think he's going to make an excellent change of pace back at the next level. I think he's one of those guys you get, anywhere from 8 to 12 touches a game, somehow, some way, he's going to make a difference. He's going to make a difference. I don't know that he has the size to hold up, we're talking 15, 20, 25 touches. It's not a whole lot of that anyway these days, but I think he's going to really open up an NFL offense. He just adds an element that you simply can't teach with that explosiveness, with that speed.
Man, thanks for that nugget, CPGM Juice. I'm gonna get him on my dynasty team, man.
Yo, hashtag fantasy.
I'm about to go grab him now, man.
Hey, you gotta watch him, bro. Because I know, like, for instance, I don't think he's as instinctive, quite as instinctive as a A-chair, but he's in that same mold, bro. That he is he's a football player with track speed, bro. He's a football player with legitimate track speed. So yeah, man, the explosiveness is off the charts. He is, as D-Kid mentions it, he's a playmaker, bro. That's the type of player you want on your team. Like I could see a scenario where, you know how your boy down in Miami likes to collect running backs. Maybe then he might just add him to because of his skill set, because of what he can do in a zone scheme, because of what he can do in the passing game, the screen game, right? San Francisco. I say those teams because those teams tend to be able to utilize these guys' skill sets, but I think all 32 teams could welcome a Brashard Smith. I think he'd be able to make an impact. You can't understate his ability in special teams. I think that's where he made his biggest impact while he was at Miami, right? Was special teams, right? He'll take it the distance. You know what I'm saying? Especially with now that not everything is going through the back of the end zone, he will take it the distance. So yeah, he's liable to score anytime he touches the football. And like I said, I stamped him. So that's my guy. That's my guy. And he's rightfully getting the respect he deserves. In fact, I think Jim Nagy, they highlighted him as a player to watch for the Senior Bowl. So hopefully he goes to Mobile and continues to help his draft stock there. How did Miami let him get out of the building? Same way Princeton, your boy Paul Ryland got out, bro. Right through the door, bro. I think it was the way he was being utilized. So Cristobal, I think he generally favors bigger backs, more physical backs. Although I think Brashard Smith plays with good physicality. I wish he was still part of that team because we could be that much more explosive. But Damian Martinez was in the portal. I love how Mark Fletcher has developed. They got some other younger guys, Jordan Lyle, that was initially committed to Ohio State, decided to flip to Miami. Like, they like their stable, and they wanted Smith to be the heir apparent to Restrepo. But the reality is that they were in the same recruiting class, if I'm not mistaken. Not the same recruiting class, but same class, right? So Brashard Smith's a senior. He's trying to solidify his draft stock, and he's helped himself. I'm glad for his sake he made the move to SMU, because he's made a huge difference on that team. SMU is a tough out, bro, because they can score. They can score. They don't strike me as a team. They dropped 48 on Pittsburgh. They don't strike me as a team that's just gonna not show up offensively, right?
Nah. No, I watched that game, and them boys can score, bro. Pittsburgh's that defense is no slouch, and them boys are just up and down the field on them. And we talk about they're in the ACC, correct? We talk about the ACC. That's bro. Trying to tell you, bro. That's another team that's gonna ruin somebody's season, bro. Or they're gonna be in the mix when it comes down to it, bro. I don't know. Does Miami play them? We ain't got to talk about state.
Nah, not yet. But it's looking like that's the matchup. It looks like the matchup in the ACC championship. And
y'all lost to them, bro?
Yeah.
What was the score, bro?
Probably a lot to a little. What was that?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot to a little. Yeah,
like 42 something.
It was a lot to a little, bro. Yeah. No, I'm with you there. That to me is it's not solidified yet, but that's the way it's trending. That's not going to be an easy game because Miami has some challenges defensively, right? As much as I have faith in that offense, Cam Ward and company, I can't. Kiko matched up against Brashard Smith in the open field. I just don't like. I don't like our odds in that scenario. I don't. And like I said, it doesn't matter who that second level defender is. They're going to have trouble getting Brashard Smith on the ground in the open field. You know what I mean? And the part that I think is really turned heads in terms of scouts is the fact that he's running the ball very well between the tackles. Just didn't get the opportunity. One of the things that Jim Nagy mentioned was, kind of a similar, transition was Tyrone Tracy, who's now with the Giants. Right? He was a receiver, transition running back. Exactly. Demonstrated what he was capable of. Tony Pollard. Demonstrated what he was capable of, and it's took off. Yeah, Brashard Smith's good, bro. He's a really good player. Yeah, that was the only team that really stifled him. BYU has a really good football team. That was the only team that stifled this offense. I think Brashard Smith actually put the ball on the ground a couple times that game, but seemingly he's tightened up in terms of the ball security. So, yeah, man, yeah, that looks like the ACC championship, Miami versus SMU. That's gonna be a lot of points in that one.
Mm-hmm. Take the over.
BC SMU game.
I'm rooting for SMU in that one.
What's the yeah, I get it, bro.
Nah, I gotta have Miami not win the ACC title, man.
Yeah,
you
gotta keep that. You gotta hold on to it.
Yeah,
you gotta hold on to it, bro. What's the spread in that BC SMU game? I'm curious. I'm sure the line will move a little bit, but I am curious.
When do they play it? I don't see them.
It's not this week. It's next week.
Yeah, next week. Okay,
week, yeah.
Next week. Yeah, I gotta ask y'all about some lines too after we get off. But I don't see none yet.
No,
probably too early.
Yet.
Too early.
Yeah.
Dana, the man, and he's playing banged up and hurt. He's got this huge brace on his left arm, if I'm not mistaken. Is his left or his right arm? Yeah, Gentsy's a warrior, bro. He's a warrior. It was tough sledding. It was tough sledding because teams are obviously gearing up to stop him. They're like, look, man, your quarterback can go, complete 90% of his passes, throw 5 TDs, but we're not letting him get off. He's like Thanos, bro. It's inevitable, bro. Eventually he gonna get you. It might take him 30, 35 carries, but eventually he'll get you. So hopefully they don't run him into the ground too much because he's clearly banged up. He's not 100%. All right. What else do we have here? I mean, we could talk about Florida State, North Carolina, but I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to do it to you.
We could. No, we don't need to.
We could. Amari Hampton. Let's talk about, I gushed about Brashard Smith. Is Omari Hampton running back 2, RB2 in the class? Are you ready to go there?
Yeah, because Ollie Gordon kind of, fell off a little bit. I know a lot of people talk about Caleb Johnson from Iowa being running back 2. I've heard his name in the mix. Yeah, I think by default, I think Hampton would have to be RB2 right now for me. Behind Genty. I'm a big fan of Judkins also, but he don't got that juice that Hampton has, man. Judkins is one of those guys that's gonna beat you up. You pair him with another running back with the juice, so. But yeah, well, Hampton has that size and that speed, and once he gets in the open field, it's night with Amari and Hampton. So, yeah, I think I'll have to put him at RB2. What you think, Drew?
Yeah, I'm looking. I was trying to find my rankings. I found yeah, I think you're right, bro. I think because it's not so much that it's not anything Hampton has done. It's just that everybody else just hasn't kind of taken that mantle as the number 2 running back. So just leave him there till further notice.
Yeah. Put it in pencil for right now.
Yeah, put it in pencil, man.
Yeah, I like I mean, obviously what he does as a ball carrier is well documented, but I like that he's added or contributing in the passing game as well. Right? He's averaging almost 10 yards a catch, 26 grabs at this point. Had 93 yards in this last contest here against FSU. So you're looking for that complete skill set, and I've seen incremental progress in terms of his pass blocking, which is going to be the main factor for him in terms of how high he goes in the draft, I think. Yeah, I got Hampton at 2 right now. Right.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Johnson certainly has worked his way into the top 5 conversation. I'm sure some folks have him as high as number 2, but Hampton is certainly still that guy for me.
Yeah, it's like. It's fluid right now, bro, because it's so many backs, and it's guys like and I know Drew and I like this guy a lot, man. Woody Marks from USC. You got guys like that that's coming up, and also Jordan James from Oregon. That's another good running back there. RJ Harvey from UCF. DK, you're absolutely right. That's another good one right there. Manon guy, he's a beast. We got to figure out where he's going to slot, because he's one of those running backs that between the tackles, after contact, he just knows how to play the running back position really well. He doesn't have the juice like some of these other guys, but man, he's a really good ball carrier. So, and then Brashard Smith, that's another guy that's just kind of came out of nowhere on the scene. So it's a lot. It's very fluid conversation right here for running back class.
All right. I think now is a good time to get to a couple of mock drafts that our patrons have completed. So we got one from D Kid as well as Mr. C Prasky. I'm gonna cut D Kid some slack because I owe our audience an update to the mock draft simulator. Typically, we just do reviews of mock drafts completed on the simulator, but since it had not been updated when it was expected to, I'm gonna cut some slack there, and we're gonna take a look at both Mr. C Prasky's and D Kit's mock drafts, get a sense of what you guys think, give them some feedback there. As Drew likes to say, bring them down to the congregation. You know what I mean? Come to the pulpit. Come to the pulpit and let us know what you think here. So give me a second here. I'm going to pull that up. Where are we?
You want to play the Jerry song again, bro? You good?
Yeah. No. Play the Jerry song again. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, bro.
Pull up Jerry.
Yeah, man. I know Mr. C wanted to talk about that Seahawks-Falcons game. Was that 3 weeks ago, man? I forgot about it. I don't remember it. I know we beat the Bucks and then the Cowboys the last 2 weeks, man. So Juice and Drew. I know you're not a Cowboys fan, but Juice and Drew, we gave it to y'all, man.
Never win. I'm ashamed to be a fan. Got me lying to my friends. Louis belt straight to ass. That cannot complete a pass. CD Lamb been playing trash, man.
CD Lamb been playing trash.
Get it, Jerry. Quit it, Jerry.
Quit it.
Fire Jerry. Gotta fire Jerry.
Oh my goodness. All right. All right, let's try this again.
Cowboys fans hurt, bro.
Yeah, Dak out, man. I don't know if he come back this season.
They say he tore the DK said he tore the meat off the bone.
The hamstring.
Man,
right?
he probably so glad. Like, I ain't got to deal with this shit no more. Take my time on the rehab.
Oh man.
Who was disrespected the most in the college football playoff rankings for the first week?
Let me see. I
don't think anybody was.
College. I'm gonna check it out. College.
Where I had it? I take it down. I think I took it down.
Rankings.
Yeah, I took it down.
So we got Oregon. That's not it.
Yeah, got Oregon. Oregon number 1. Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Indiana, BYU, Notre Dame, Alabama, Boise State, and the next team is SMU. So I think they got it right. They got it right, bro.
SMU.
Yeah, SMU gonna crash, gonna ruin Miami's party, bro.
I know that's what you want in your heart of hearts, bro. I know that's what you want. Bro.
No, I'm good with Miami. I want to see them.
I got one word. I got two words for that, bro. I got two words.
What's that?
You know what 2 words I got for that? Cam Ward, bro. That's what I got, bro. Cam save us, bro.
Cam save us, bro.
Who's Alabama 2 losses this year? Who did Alabama lose?
It is Georgia. No, they beat Georgia.
They beat Georgia. The LSU.
Vandy and Tennessee. Vandy and Tennessee.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt and Tennessee.
Vandy's another team to ruin your season.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of parity across college football. There's quite a bit. There are a few teams that are fairly stacked. They got a lot of NIL money behind them that's really helped them kind of consolidate talent. But again, you got to show up on Saturdays, bro. Thursday, Friday, you better show up because there are teams that again on any given night can upset higher ranked team. We've seen plenty of it this season. Yeah. All right. Michigan most overvalued. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there.
They're missing a quarter. They need a quarterback.
Oh yeah,
can't throw the football. They got where the receivers at, and what's the quarterback doing?
Oh yeah,
garbage.
Oh yeah,
Garbaggio.
Confident all over it.
Yeah,
all over it. All right, let's get your thoughts on D-Kit's mock draft here. The first thing that jumps out to me is Xavier Watts, like 223. What's happening? The injury?
Yeah, that's disrespect. That's disrespect.
That is the first thing that I saw that came to my mind.
Let's start at the very top. Well, Pro Football Network, they have their own rankings.
Oh,
they got their own rankings.
Nice.
No, it wasn't updated. It wasn't updated.
I'm about to say we can't review it then, D-Kit.
No, the rankings were updated, so we're gonna shoot him some bail. We're gonna shoot him some bail on this
one. Real quick, Fearfully Confident. I think I'd have to check their schedule, but I think they get in over a 2-loss team. You got to give them respect. Respect me.
What's up?
Hey, Joe Yard. Hey, Joe Yard.
Because in that scenario, they just replace Notre Dame.
Where's Navy at? Navy lost already?
They beat them. No, I think they beat them. Yeah, they beat them. Mm-hmm. It was not last week. I think it was the week before. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Got you.
All right. Dante Corleone.
Corleone.
Yeah. Line him up next to Dexter. Dexter Lawrence. Looks like Cameron Ward at 14. Cameron Ward ain't last until 14, but we'll take it. I like it for y'all. Y'all boys need a quarterback. That's the Daniel Jones replacement, obviously. Dante Corleone. Is it Corleone? Am I even saying that right, bro? I don't even know.
You got it.
Yeah,
Corleone.
Okay, so make sure.
Godfather. Yeah.
That tight end pick surprised me after drafting Theo Johnson last year. Going back and getting another one in Tyler Warren. A little surprising. Love Jabbar Muhammad. I think he's not getting enough respect out here.
He's not. There's a lot of hate there. And he went and he got himself a Will Shepherd. Got to get you a receiver. I'll pull my notes up on him real quick. Will Shepherd.
Yeah, transfer from Vandy.
I keep thinking it's
Theo ain't no good already. Come on, man.
I thought I saw Theo make some plays this past week, man. You gotta wait. Plays. You gotta give the tight ends a little time now.
Yeah, that's the one position you got to give time to. Give that man some grace. Said, nah, I see a Tyler Warren.
Oh, Navy lost to Notre Dame, Drew. They used to play Army at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
No. Fearful Confident said if Army beats Notre Dame and finishes undefeated.
Yeah.
Oh, but Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was asking when that Army Navy game was. I know that's a big one.
No, I think they played already, bro.
You say Theo Johnson fighting the ball out there, man.
Hey, man.
I like the idea. I like the idea of adding Tyler Warren. We're bringing in Cameron Ward. Multiple tight end sets.
2 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they didn't play, bro. My bad.
They used the last game.
Yeah, it's 14. I don't know what was that? What did I see then? Maybe it was Notre Dame I was thinking about.
It might as well, right? We're wearing the same colors.
They do. Got my boy Jamon Dumas Johnson from Kentucky, the former Georgia linebacker who's making some moves out there for Kentucky, just playing on a bad football team. Ain't mad at it. And then Cameron Williams.
Bad offense there in Kentucky, but
they got
a lot of good defensive players, a lot of good defenders.
What
Burns
154th pick? What round is that? That's the fifth round.
That's the fifth
round.
Yeah.
That's good value right there.
That's good value. You think so? Thought he'd been a little bit higher, but okay.
Cam Williams.
Right. Well, yeah. If he's higher, then the things kind of even.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Get them later.
That is good value. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good. I was thinking backwards. Okay. And Xavier Watts, he was just there for the picking, bro. That was easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That's the McKinney replacement right there.
Yeah, that is. Always around the football.
Yeah. The kid, I like it, man. You added T. Higgins in free agency,
Mm-hmm.
I like because Jamar Chase is gonna. I don't know. Jamar Chase is gonna be a $200 million receiver. I don't know.
Pay him.
Yeah.
The only pick. I'm like the value. I'm not sure. I guess you just probably hire it. Corleone.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
If you switch Corleone and Muhammad, you'd be fine with this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pro Football Network certainly lower on Muhammad and Watts as compared to us. Even Cameron Williams. Cameron Williams has made some moves. I think he's we got him top 100, or he will be top 100 here in short order. So I think that's probably the biggest discrepancies as far as rankings are concerned. But top to bottom, a really good draft class here.
What's the new been doing out there, bro, for y'all? Since we pairing him with Xavier Watts, I don't watch Giants football, man. Can't do it, bro.
I like that pairing though. Xavier Watts, free safety.
Yep.
Newbin come down in the box, can hit the instincts. They're both very instinctive safeties, bro. Like, instincts are off the chart for both of those guys.
He's learning. Okay, ain't mad at it.
All right, let's grade it up. All right, how did D-Kit do?
It's hard to say because you don't know who was on the board at the time. But I'm gonna give him a B-, bro. No, I'm gonna give him a B.
B. Disrespect. Disrespect, bro.
It's because of where he got Dante Corleone, bro.
No, but you got Muhammad. But you get Muhammad at 70, bro. Like,
I understand that. But who was there? Who was there for Dante? Who was there?
Sure.
Bro?
Who else could you potentially have gotten instead of Corleone?
So I'm gonna give you the B, though.
I'm gonna give it an A-. And the minus is because of the Corleone, but he addressed all their needs. You know, you got the quarterback, you got the receiver, you got the corner right there, you got a deep tackle. So, you know, the Warren pick with Theo Johnson was, you know, a little puzzling, but like Drew said, bro, you could just run both of them out there. You run both of them out there.
Hey, you could have. Well, let me not say that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a B.
That's where the plus minus. That's where the plus minus goes in. It went from a B+ to or A- to an A, because there's no Gators, bro. Hurt. I like it. Yeah. It is a very good draft class. I like it. I would love to see. I think the only thing I would like to see is a running back, though. I would like to see a running back in this group. It's a really good class. You don't have to necessarily go with one early. Perhaps you just add another player to that mix on day 3. I wouldn't be opposed with what 3 day 2 picks, grabbing a running back among one of those picks as well.
The thing about the running back class, though, bro, is that you can get them in that UDFA.
Yeah, listen,
that's one of the positions.
No, I get it. I get it.
Grab them.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. No, I wouldn't have passed on Jabbar at 70 either, and Taj Brooks would be a nice addition. But yeah, I'm with you there. You made the right choice.
If you wanted to draft a running back, I think that you could have replaced it with that Dumas Johnson pick. Dumas Johnson is a heck of a football player, physical, but I see him more as a 2-down guy. And you know, my guy Darius Musa is over there, another 2-down linebacker for you guys. I know you're not high on Musa, but I like him, man, out of UCLA.
All right.
And I said that name wrong, but you know who we're talking about.
I was going to ask you, what's his name there?
Oh, man.
Musa.
All right. Let's get Mississippi.
We got his guy. It's Connerly. That's his guy.
So D-Kit traded down to the 14th spot. Here is Mississippi Prasky drafting in the 14 hole, and he goes with Malachi Starks. So obviously you won't get any pushback from me because that is safety 1, and that was him and Love on the back end. Formidable duo. Deontay Lawson, Mitchell Evans. Again, Mitchell Evans gives you a quality option there in line. Patrick Payton at this point, it might be too high for him. I'll be real with you, Mississippi Prasky. Might be too high. I like Thor Griffith and Connerly. I don't think either. And of course, when we make this update, which is well overdue, Connerly will be much higher in the rankings. But those are excellent selections. Thor Griffith, I think, comes in, makes a nice addition to your interior defensive line rotation. Connerly is a guy that could solve your issue at tackle opposite cross. I think he's capable of it. Arondé Gatson is really intriguing. It's really intriguing. So what? How do you plan on
the receivers and tight end?
It's that same question. It's that same JSN question we always ask. Like, is he, because he's the slot, right? So if you get Gatson, you're thinking of moving JSN outside and put Gatson in the slot. Gatson's a tight. He's kind of masquerading as a tight end. He's really a receiver.
Big slot.
Yeah, he's a big slot for me, Gatson.
Yeah, I mean, Mississippi Pressley, you clearly made a concerted effort at the tight end position. You go get Evans, who I think can play inline for you. Gadsden, to me, is not an inline tight end.
No.
Right? He's a big slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a big slot. So it's a matter of okay, there's going to be certain packages, certain down and distance that you're going to leverage him. Maybe you take Evans off the field in order to get another pass catcher, a more adept pass catcher in Gadsden onto the field. That it's going to come down to how you deploy those guys. It's whenever you have the tweeners like that, the onus comes on to the play caller, right? A lot of play callers are not able to actually leverage the skill set because they're not creative enough. But you take a look at a guy like Jonnu Smith, for example, right? We've seen him have some success in certain areas and with certain play callers, not so much. He's now back in Miami. Even with the likes of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, he's making a difference because Mike McDaniel knows how to use his weapons. He knows how to get those guys the football, put them in position to be successful. So I think it's an intriguing pick. I like the pick. I like what he can add to your pass catchers, your group of pass catchers, especially with the likes of a Lockett, deciding to segue out. Of course, JSN is ascending. You got DK Metcalf in place. Gadsden gives you another big body target here, but he's not a traditional tight end. So you got to have a plan for him.
Oh, definitely got to have a plan. I love the Landon Barton pick at 239.
Yeah, he definitely not going to be there that low. Got to move him up, bro.
Yeah. Jonah Coleman's your
guy.
Right. Go up a little bit.
Have a good night, Dana. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
I wanted to talk about something a little bit.
Okay.
Was it Patrick Payton?
I got shout out Jonah Coleman. Shout out Jonah Coleman. I like Jonah Coleman a lot. I love his Arizona tape, and he's doing this thing. Deontay Lawson.
Oh, Deontay. Okay. I'm a big fan of Deontay Lawson. I just don't know about him being a second-round guy. The pass coverage, I think, needs a little improvement. And usually guys that's second-round linebackers have that speed, has that pass game skill set. So I don't know if Lawson goes that high. I think he's more of a maybe third, fourth-round guy, even though that's my guy. But, yeah, I'm not sure about that pick.
So what you're saying is that you're moving him down in the rankings? Is that what you're saying?
Where I got him right now? Where we got him?
Well, I think he's top 50, top 40.
Okay. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
It's just that position, man. I just know how it is. Once the draft comes around, like guys like that don't usually go round 2. Milroy.
They like Charbonnet though. I'm not a huge Charbonnet fan either, but he's physical.
He catch the ball out the backfield.
I like Jonah Coleman, bro. I really do. I'm a fan of Jonah Coleman. I have you stamped Jonah Coleman this season? I might stamp him, bro. I like to go off the beaten path.
Here we go.
Yeah, man. Go off the beaten path. Jonah Coleman be toting that rock, bro. Be toting the pigskin for sure. Yeah. We lacking. But I will say, I have outfitted a new rankings update model for our two excellent analysts here in CPGM Headley and CPGM Drew. So we will get that situated here in short order. I said that before, but I mean it this time. I really truly mean it this time. So we do have a better approach to actually getting this updated on a more consistent basis, more complete, so we can avoid some of those egregious omissions and of course update things more regularly. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be sure to mention that on the community page, and I'll let the patrons know as well once it's updated. All right.
Egregious.
All right, let's grade this one up. What kind of grade you got?
Start from the top. Let me see. Malachi starts.
I mean, he's off to a great start. We doesn't get his quarterback. I think his quarterbacks are off the board at this point. So
I love the first 3 players.
Yeah,
I love those first 3
it's
guys.
Hard to argue, and it's all areas of need as well. I think value. And I know you mentioned that Deontay Lawson may be a bit too rich at 48, but I think certainly at this juncture, when these picks were made, I think the value made a ton of sense. I don't hate the Patrick Payton pick. I hate it.
You don't like him, bro. You don't like him.
I hate it.
Yeah,
a month ago, I would say, no, this is good. This is where he belongs. But I think he belongs lower than this, bro. Like, I haven't seen it, bro. Marvin Jones Jr. has played better than him, bro.
Yeah. Now this is a good exercise for us as well to kind of see what we have our rankings, man. I think you cleaned up at the end of the draft.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's just a Gaston thing. After getting Mitchell Evans, see, Gaston is he's a conundrum.
You think there's some redundancy there? I don't think so. If you have a plan for Gatson, you got to have a plan for him though. I don't like they use Jake Bobo, bro. Like Jake Bobo gets snaps, bro. I'm fine with giving those snaps to Oronde Gatson.
Why you don't give him to Mitchell Evans?
Well, Mitchell Evans is going to be my typical
true tight end,
inline tight end.
He's a guy that go out wide, be a slot.
I know he can do that too. But
both of them be on the field at the same time.
I can put multiple guys on the field, man. I can have him. I can have
and
Gadsden.
You got AJ Barner too. Don't forget, he's on the roster.
That's the thing. So perhaps one too many of those guys.
So I'm thinking. I'm gonna give it a solid. I like what you did at the end of the draft. I'm gonna give it a solid B. I'm gonna go B here.
Yeah, B for me.
Yeah, JSN is definitely taking Lockett's spot. That's the heir apparent for sure. I think you feel comfortable with Metcalf and JSN, their ability to stretch the field as well. So I don't dislike it, man. And again, I'm fixated on the Oronde Gatson. I know you added Barner, whatever the case may be. Keep throwing some names at it. See what sticks. See how you figure out that tight end position, man. Quality draft here. Both of these drafts were well done. Obviously, we got some work to do on our mock draft simulator. I think that's going to do it for this evening, man. I think that's going to do it. So no, you may not. Next week. Join us once again. We will use the PFN mock draft simulator so we can all jump in on a 3 or 4 round mock together where we all users jump in on it. Headley, you didn't get an opportunity to do that. You didn't get an opportunity to do it last week, but that was a lot of fun. Or a week before last.
We did?
That was a lot of fun. So on PFN's mock draft simulator, multiple users can be on it. So we had members of our audience. Dana, Fearfully Confident, D-Kit, Mrs. C, all join us in a mock draft. So we did a couple on there. So that's fun. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker, bro. Like it's like a minute to pick, bro. So it makes Drew pick fast, bro. Oh, no. Drew was knocking him out, bro. You know how Drew takes long.
First of all, I was getting some garbage offered trades from some of the users. So I'll put that out there.
Hold on, bro. Before we leave, bro.
Yeah.
See, I've been out of it the last couple of weeks. Softball tournaments. I was in Alabama. I was in Ocala.
Yeah.
Ernest Jones plays for the Seahawks now.
Yeah.
He got traded again.
Yeah. He got traded again for Baker. For Baker.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was, but he got traded for Baker in a pick.
Man, that's a baller right there, bro.
I don't know if it's contract related. I'm not sure.
Mr. C, y'all might not need a linebacker, bro. Ernest Jones.
With Ernest Jones.
Y'all might not need Lawson at 48.
Yeah.
I like Ernest Jones.
That was a couple of weeks ago, though. That was a couple of weeks ago. This mock draft is from a couple of weeks ago. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I will let the patrons as well as our audience on the community tab here on YouTube know when the mock draft simulator is updated. So be on the lookout. I'm just patiently waiting. It took a while. It's not Drew or Headley's fault. It's my fault. It took a while to get the new rankings templates provided. So
we taking some accountability.
I like it,
man. I don't have no problem taking accountability. That's not a problem for me, bro.
Yeah, I feel some shots coming. I feel some shots coming.
No shots. I don't have a problem with it, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I want to encourage those of you watching to join our Patreon. I can't stress it enough, especially our film sessions, then the Patreon will grow. Our offerings will grow. The scouting reports will start to trickle in more and more as we get closer to draft season and into the off season. But the film sessions are invaluable. I enjoy them thoroughly. They are entertaining as well as very informative, right? Watching the film, not only with Headley and Drew, but our patrons, really opens everybody's eyes to what is transpiring. There's 22 players on the field, right? There's a lot to actually digest, right? And having, several sets of eyes on it definitely helps you see more and get more analysis, extrapolate more from the film session. So again, take advantage of that. Join us on Patreon. Take advantage of that. Our top 2 tiers will get you that access behind the scenes. And again, we watch film right up. We've changed our schedule around, and we watch film from about an hour and a half before we get on YouTube, these YouTube streets, Twitter. Before we go live, we're watching film. So we go straight from the film room to the second half draft show. Again, so join us on the Patreon. All right? Any last thoughts? The kid with his stamp of approval on the film session.
Yeah, it was great. Entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any parting thoughts? Any predictions? FSU getting a dub?
No.
This week? No.
I don't even know who we play, but it's a no.
You got Georgia. Well, let me just say this real quick since you brought it up. Florida, the Gators playing Texas. That's an L. If Lagway plays, we got a chance. But
I don't think Lagway playing, bro. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it with Lagway, bro.
I wouldn't risk it,
bro.
You
need to preserve him. You need to preserve him for my Canes, bro. Preserve him, bro.
We're playing Notre Dame this week. Oof. We're about to lose by 4 TDs.
Yeah, y'all getting smacked.
He said 4 TDs.
That's 4 TDs.
So real quick, SMU has Boston College, Virginia, and California left on their schedule. Okay.
We got Boston College, California, and Virginia.
Yeah, those are all.
Oh yeah. They're going to ACC championship, bro.
Okay, so that'll be.
I think it'd be requiring injury. I think Smith or Jennings had to go down for them to not make it.
Okay, and then for the Big Ten, so you got Penn State, who has Washington, Purdue, Minnesota ruined people's seasons, and Maryland left. Oregon has Maryland, Wisconsin, and Washington, so they're probably going. They're probably going the rest of their games. Ohio State has Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana,
that's a big one.
Then Michigan. Okay,
that's a tough one. That Indiana one is not going to be an easy out, bro.
It's not. It's not. This might be them boys coming out party. You got Michigan, for Indiana, you got Michigan, Ohio State, and then Purdue. So one of these teams are going to get eliminated from the college football playoff, and somebody going to slide in, whether that be SMU or I had it up. What did I do with it? I pulled it down. Oh no, I got it right here. Because 13 is SMU, Texas A&M is 14, LSU is 15, Ole Miss. So it might be Ole Miss, I would think. If they can win out. And I think they play Georgia this week. So if they beat Georgia, that could buoy them to kind of hold, and they're just kind of waiting for somebody to lose so they can slide into something. So pause.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Indiana.
In Colorado, what I didn't realize Colorado lost twice. So they're probably out of it. Never mind. Go ahead.
My bad. I think Indiana could lose. Wow,
still get in.
Still make the playoffs.
Get in.
Yeah,
it's possible. If the right teams lose, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Ohio State is mortal, bro. Like I understand your point, but they that's why they play the games, right? I think Indiana could beat Ohio State outright. Like, right circumstances, they could beat them outright. Ohio State has shown me that they are mortal, bro. Both sides of the ball. I mean, I know they did a good job against Penn State's offense, but Penn State's offense really is pretty anemic, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And last thing, real quick. So you got Alabama 6-2, they're 11, and then you got Texas A&M, who's 7-2, they're 14. They got LSU, who's 6-2, they're 15. You got Ole Miss is 7-2. So, and all those guys are on the same side of the conference, on the west side of the SEC, and then Georgia's all by himself on the other side. So, oh no, I forgot about Texas. My bad. Take that back. I take that back. So, never mind.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss slide in, man.
Think so?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay, I ain't mad at it. They probably gonna get their head smashed in, but you know.
What's the rest of their schedule? Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Let me pull it real quick.
I mean, Georgia got to travel to Ole Miss. Ole Miss could win that game, bro.
They could.
The way we're talking about Carson Beck, like Ole Miss could win that game outright, no problem.
Yeah, because if they turn the football over that many times, bro, Ole Miss gonna score, bro. Like that's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Georgia, Florida, and then Mississippi State.
So yeah, they beat Georgia, they in.
Yeah, they in. Well, now look, Florida can ruin somebody's season. Florida can't ruin their season.
Nah.
Okay,
they have it.
Just check it. All right, that's it, bro. I'm good.
All right, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Same time next week, folks. We will see you then. For Headley, Drew, this is Juice. Have a great weekend.